we've got to talk about this Paul Heyman Braun Strowman situation. Things began when former WWE star Adam Scherr, aka Braun Strowman, reacted to Paul Heyman saying nobody had beaten Roman Reigns so badly that he needed to be stretched out before Bronson Reed. Strowman going on to say, yeah, okay, Oswald Cobblepot. That's the Penguin for those who may not know. A hell of a TV show, by the way, highly recommend it. And then Heyman would respond on Twitter by saying this: Dear Mr. Strowman, your post was brought to my attention. I have nothing negative to say about you, nor to you, sir. In fact, I am actually relieved and indeed celebratory to learn you're still alive, something most of us didn't realize and even fewer cared about. With love and respect, Paul Heyman. To which I said, damn! I don't think I've ever really defended Braun, but I am going to. First of all, saying lol, nobody care if you die, Lamau, probably too far. It's very easy to slander Braun, and justifiably so sometimes. I'm not gonna die on the Braun hill or pretend he's suddenly my favorite. He's not even remotely, nor was he for most of his run, but the I'm not finished with you storyline with Roman Reigns deserves all the love and respect. It was one of the highlights of his time, a rather drab time for Raw. Not to mention, Braun Strowman did help put over Jacob Fatu as a monster on his way out, and you have to go ahead and appreciate that at least. Now, do I think this is a big fucking deal? No. Heyman was just shining the light on Bronson Reed. It would have been a bit awkward if he was like, well, there's Bronson Reed and there was this other guy, but he went quiet. But people rightfully have been pointing out that Paul Heyman has proven he's a piece of shit many times this year, and to be honest, he's been proving it for most of his life, whether it's the Tommy Dreamer stuff, not paying people in ECW, defending the Brock Lesnar stuff. I mean, there's been a lot of Paul Heyman bad this year and throughout his career. Then, moving on from all of that, today would have been the legendary Eddie Guerrero's 58th birthday. A man that we lost far too soon and I miss so much. I wasn't even around for his era, but his impact across generations, despite in the grand scheme of things, a short WWE run, will always be legendary. I always think about what WWE would have been like for the rest of his career had he not died, because he had so much more left to give, both as a wrestler and as a coach, I'm sure. I'll tell you one thing, Michelle McCool wouldn't be on LFG if Eddie Guerrero was still alive, let me tell you that. But jokes aside, the match against HBK at Mania 22 is the obvious thought, but then also to go ahead and think about his interactions in the current day with the likes of Dominic Mysterio and even Rey Mysterio again as they watch Dominic grow up and get into the business. It's emotional, it makes me sad. I hate that he had to die so young, and RIP Viva La Raza. Then, moving on to some more contract news, both Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods have re-signed with WWE. This following on from Santos Escobar getting a new contract a few days ago, and now the boys have a new contract. Yes, they do. Now, granted, I still think their heel run is a bit pants, but I can't imagine them going anywhere else after such a legendary Hall of Fame run in WWE. I mean, Kofi especially surely has to go in twice into the Hall of Fame. His run pre-New Day doesn't get spoken about enough, but it is always nice when you have a wrestler that pretty much nobody has a bad thing to say about them.
And like Kofi's just one of those guys who always has a smile on his face, always did all the media, did everything asked of him, never complained, never buried guys, just an example of a guy who did things the right way.
Consummate professional.
Consummate professional, week in and week out for years and years and years. And I think he's just someone who's one of the most respected humans in this industry. And I think that's why Kofi connected so much with people. And it was such a special time because it was so organic and it was so real. And those to me are the best moments in wrestling. And I love too that Kofi won the title at WrestleMania from Bryan, from someone who had a very similar story, a very organic run. It was one for the good guys.
But from one unk to a bunch of unks, the Hardys versus Team 3D at TNA Bound for Glory will now be for both the NXT and TNA Tag Team Championships. A bunch of Centurions fighting over the developmental belt. Life is crazy. Because what do you mean LFG coach Bubba Ray Dudley is going to potentially become the NXT Tag Team Champion? The thing about this match is it's either going to be absolutely disastrous like DX versus Brothers of Destruction at Crown Jewel cool, or it might be surprisingly decent for their age. Then, let's talk about Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, who shared a ton of insight on his appearance with Chris Van Vliet. One of the interesting things being that he said he was originally supposed to leave WWE following his match with Goldberg at SummerSlam.
And I go, Vince, why am I in this match when anybody could take a spear and a jackhammer? I go, we built this up. We pretended it was going to be Miz. Then we pretended it was going to be Shawn Michaels for one night. And we had like this face-off just so you could play the Goldberg music and make this like, what's the point of ding, 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 spear, jackhammer? Like, I go, a local could do it. Anybody could do it. And he was like, well, he was like, I don't know what he can do with you. I don't know. I go, if I can't be in this match doing something, then I have to leave this company right now. And I'm not kidding. I go, if this is purely for someone, a scarecrow to take a spear and a jackhammer, I don't want to work here. And also, it was supposed to be my second last. I was pitched the idea to go with Goldberg because I was going to leave the company. Goldberg on Sunday, and that Monday, I wrestle Miz with my career on the line, and he beats me. And I lost on Sunday to Goldberg. I'll lose there to Mike, and then I was out of the company. And on a handshake deal, I was out. And that day, I was told that I would not be allowed to be out.
Why did you want to leave then?
Same reasons. I want to go see if I can be good and a world champ elsewhere, because my time here is just, I'm passing the torch to Goldberg at this point. Like, what am I doing here?
Genuinely, it's the most oversaid but still justified line in the business. Dolph Ziggler deserved better, period. Then, Blake Monroe, when talking about potential opponents in WWE down the line, said she thinks there could be a good story with LIV Morgan.
I see a lot of myself in Liv. I feel like she was very underrated for her in-ring, and she's good, but when she found like her character and she found her feet, I mean, she was having like the run of a lifetime before she got hurt, and I'm sure she's gonna pick back up where she left off. But I see like I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I see similarities there, and I feel like that there could be a really good story. But I mean, it's so deep. That's just off the top of my head, but there's so many.
To which this observer says, good lord, sign me up. This rivalry will be for the girls, the gays, and the DDJs. Ah, yes, sir. But seriously, this will be a WrestleMania feud, or at least it should be. Both women are tremendous in ring and in their characters. I always think the best wrestlers are the ones who not only can give you solid matches, but also truly know their characters and how to play off them for their feud and different scenarios. And these two certainly tick all the boxes. Although knowing Triple H, he's probably finna have Blake join the Vision and give us the Vision versus the Judgment Day in a feud that will be beaten into the ground with the same ending every single week. Now, this next thing, I can't even describe what I'm about to tell you. And I'm sure many of you saw it, but Triple H wants Cody to blow his back out. Triple H wants Cody to give him that slurpy derpy crossroads. Triple H is a Prestige 10 glazer. People only see results. They don't see what it takes to achieve them. 14 hours to Dubai, find a gym in the airport, grind, 10 more to Perth, straight to ESPN hit, meet Make-A-Wish families, QB1 stuff, what it takes to be a WWF World Wrestling Federation superstar. Thank you to all. Sorry, Cody Rhodes, felt like I needed to share. My brother in Christ, you don't be doing this for everybody, but Cody Rhodes, you said, what? Then, from one DX member sucking it to the other DX member, Shawn Michaels apparently went to bat for Javon Evans to make sure he got signed by WWE after his tryout.
I feel like he was the person that really looked out for me, because during my tryout, there was apparently I wasn't gonna get signed, right? But Shawn saw something in me. Of course, then I was too young. You know, I was smaller at the time. So, you know, there was a lot of people that wanted me to, like, you know, kind of get older and get bigger.
Right.
But Shawn was like, no, like, just trust me.
Yeah.
And everybody trusted him. And now that's like my one of my go-to people. You know what I mean? So you gotta thank Sean for sure.
But yeah, man, HBK has a real eye for talent. I mean, Javon Evans, what a star he has already become. Although in my head, I like to think the canon here is that HBK is actually a deadlockite. I don't know. Then, WWE is reportedly said to be undergoing creative changes to their team to improve the overall product. Road Dogg is to remain head of creative on SmackDown, but there are set to be additions to the team to make the show, quote, more enjoyable going forward. So, Road Dogg is staying in charge and also improve overall product. Kind of cancel each other out, don't they? Knowing this company, they'll go ahead and they'll release someone like Abyss, who clearly backstage you've seen on WWE Unreal, he cares about the business, he really cares about the products and making it the best it possibly can be. And then they'll go ahead and be like, that D-O-double-G is getting a pay rise, that D-O-double-G. Listen, man, when it comes to booking on these weekly shows, just mix it up a bit, give me more variety. Stop ending the shows the exact same way, stop shooting everything the same way, stop having the same promos and storylines. I say death to the formulaic way of these weekly shows. Embrace chaos. Embrace war games. All right, come on.